What's up? What's up? What it do? Happy Wednesday. Today's February 2nd. Feels good to be back in the studio, back on air. Shouts out to my new podcast hosting platform, Buzzsprout. Shouts out to my new podcast broadcasting studio platform, Riverside.fm. Episode 48 is finally here. The wait is over. Last time I did a podcast, man, was December 22nd of last year. Happened to get things changed, man. RSS and, moving platforms and broadcasts. It's been crazy, man. It's almost like moving to a new house, from an apartment to a 2 or 3 bedroom story house. All right. I'm happy to have you back on. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your patience. Thanks for listening and thanks for downloading. Please, man, feel free to follow me on Twitter. I'll follow you back at _Clarence Jones and new YouTube channel. Okay. Subscribe to my new YouTube channel titled Clarence Jones Sports Media. And I definitely subscribe to your channel. All right. That's Clarence Jones Sports Media YouTube channel on Twitter at _Clarence Jones, man. I look forward to following you back. All right. Tom Brady. Tom Brady has retired after 22 seasons, 7-time Super Bowl champion. Man, the GOAT, greatest of all time. We can make the argument and bring up names like Jerry Rice and Lawrence Taylor, but what Tom Brady did at his position, he did it at a high level. We talking about a 6th-round pick, 199th, I think. Nobody really wanted Tom Brady, and to see him retire, I got the news, we all got the news a couple of days ago, and I was like, wow, not to sound selfish, but I really wanted Tom to come back at least for one more year, I really wanted Tom to come back for at least one more year, but, he was great. Unfortunately, I hate that he got one of his rings from our Falcons. I feel like he stole that Super Bowl from us. Super Bowl 58, man, up 28-3. And just, I just hate looking at that game. I hate talking about it. When I'm looking at my watch or checking the time on my phone, when I see 3:28, I hate it. It goes back to that Super Bowl 51, when it's March 28th, 3:28, I hate it, man. So, but overall, like I said, Tom, well-deserved. I guess I really wish he would have went out with one more year, but in the end, man, it's his decision. And like I said, he left the game at a high, level. He was still great. We can all make the argument, hey, he could have at least went one more at a high level. Tom is still in the MVP discussion. You know what I'm saying? Tom is still in the MVP discussion. So that just shows you alone. It's not like he's walking out the door bad, like, oh, bad arm, he's getting injured. Tom leaving the game at a high level. 22 seasons, 7-time Super Bowl champion. It's safe to say he's the GOAT. Man, the plays he made on that field, the wins and the passing yards and, like I say, the Super Bowls I just mentioned. And, coming back from that 28-3, my Falcons were up 28-3. Okay. My Falcons was up 28-3 and we lost to Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. I would never, ever forget that one. That was our Super Bowl, right, Falcon fans? That was ours. And man, it sucks to think about that. But beyond that, shouts out to Tom Brady, man. Thank you for what you bring to the game. 22 seasons and, 1st-round ballot Hall of Famer. We shouldn't even be asking ourselves that. We'd be crazy. We should be slapping ourselves as we asking ourselves if Tom was, first time, future Hall of Famer. That shouldn't even be in the discussion. Okay. All right, man. But again, Buccaneers, I'm sure they're going to move on. Patriots, I can't wait to see what they do with Tom Brady. Is he going to, retire a Patriot, or is he going to have the Patriots do something at his ceremony? I don't know. I was thinking that Tom will always retire a Patriot for one day, but, there's some bad blood there. There's still some, wounds that need to be bandage up, and they haven't been bandage up yet. So it is what it is. But shouts out to the GOAT, Tom Brady, 7-time Super Bowl champion, 22 great seasons, 6th-rounder, 199th pick. I mean, anything is possible. If Tom did it, why can't we? Okay. All right. I want to talk about Kwame Brown getting on Dwayne Wade's daughter. Is it Zaya Wade? Kwame Brown getting on Dwayne Wade's daughter, Zaya Wade. Zaya Wade posted a picture on Instagram. When was it? I want to say it was on Kobe Bryant's and Gigi, the 9 people that we lost, Gigi, Kobe, and the 7 loving, wonderful people that we lost in that helicopter crash. It was on January 26th. So, yeah, January 26th of this year here, I believe that's when Dwayne Wade's daughter posts an Instagram photo of her in a Kobe Bryant's dress. And she was honoring Kobe Bryant and Gigi, and that's understandable from my end. Not sure how you feel about it, but Kwame Brown was definitely, he felt some type of way, rude, I must say, questioning Dwayne Wade's manhood and talking about Dwayne Wade, a woman is running his household and Kobe Bryant didn't stand for this. I mean, just negativity. I don't have everything, that Kwame Brown said, but I'm like, dude, mind your business. I mean, who are you to question Dwayne Wade's manhood and who runs his house and, questioning about his daughter honoring Kobe Bryant and Gigi? I mean, what's the problem with that? Please tell me. And I was on record, man, covering for Kwame Brown last year. Remember when, something broke last year where Steven Jackson was coming out on All the Smoke podcast and basically him and Matt Barnes. And they were saying that, he pretty much was a bust. And I remember doing my podcast last year. I can't remember what episode it was, but I remember doing my podcast. Okay. And I was on record saying, you know what? He wasn't a bust. He just didn't live up to his expectations. He was a number 1 pick, but he stayed in the game for a good while. It wasn't like he left the game after 3 years, 3 seasons. So I cut him some slack on that one. I was like, everybody getting on Kwame Brown, let's chill out. He did stay in the game more than 5 seasons. So we can't really call him a bust. But this right here is pissing me off. It's pissing me off because you going at a teenager. You going at Dwayne Wade's daughter. You in his business. You basically dipping in the Kool-Aid and you don't know the flavor, Kwame Brown. Now, I don't got Dwayne Wade's comments yet. I don't know what Dwayne Wade said about it, but it pissed me off. We all in this world have the right to be what we want to be. Transgender, man, woman, whatever color we want to be. We have that right to do that to our bodies. We're not harming anybody. It's our body. It's our gender. It's our choice. It's our decision. So what makes the other person, fair judgment to say, hey, this ain't right. Kobe wouldn't appreciate this, or this ain't what Kobe stood for. You don't chill out, man. Now, I'm sure Dwayne Wade might have said something. I just didn't follow up with it. I didn't, but that just pissed me off. You're going at a teenager because she wants to honor Kobe Bryant and Gigi. That's bothering you, Kwame Brown? Really? You got to do better, man. You got to do better than that. You're going at a teenager, going at Dwayne Wade. I mean, he's just all in everybody's. I mean, last year, him and Stephen A went at it. Him and Steven Jackson. I mean, everybody's going at him. And last year, I was like, why everybody going at Kwame Brown for? But now I see this man is basically digging in Kool-Aids and don't know the flavor. Dipping in your Kool-Aid, man. Zaya Wade has the right to be what she wants to be and represent what she wants to represent. Everybody in this world, man, has the right to be what they want to be. Stop judging people. Stop trying to bring people down because probably you down. Or stop trying to bring people down so you can get some enjoyment. Kwame Brown, you wrong for that. And I hope you issue an apology or some type of statement. I really do. Because you out of bounds on that one, bro. Really, you out of bounds on that one. Zaya Wade did nothing to you at all. Nothing. All she was doing was just honoring Kobe Bryant and Gigi. Death anniversary was January 26, 2022. That's all she was doing, was just honoring Kobe Bryant and Gigi. How's it bothering you? Do better, man. Damn. All right. So we got the Super Bowl, was it 56 coming up on February 13th? And we got Rams Bengals. Okay. And I think this is going to be a great Super Bowl. I'm not ready to get into the numbers yet and the breakdown yet. I'll probably do that next week. But what I want to talk about is both teams. Starting with the Los Angeles Rams. I admire what the Rams do. You know, they're not afraid to make moves. They're not afraid to make trades. They're not afraid to come out and say what they need to make their team better. Okay. They don't just, yeah, in the press conference, just to say what you need to hear. You know, Rams coach Sean McVay, in these press conferences, he keep it real. You can always tell the coaches in the press conferences that's keeping it real and the ones that just saying something just to say something so they can, because it sound good. When I hear Sean McVay, that's a man that's going to tell you whether you suck, whether you're good, whether we suck, whether we good. This is what we need to do. He's for real. And I want to go in some of the things, man, like the moves he made, the trades. Okay. Getting rid of Todd Gurley. You know what I'm saying? That was a bold move. Todd Gurley at the time, when Todd Gurley first got with these Rams, man, he was good, right? He was in MVP discussions and all. But down the line, towards that 2017 and 2018, Todd Gurley just, he wasn't looking good, looking slow. The Rams dealt with his injury, the arthritic knee, and for a while, and they had to get rid of him. But it was a bold move because most teams wouldn't do that. They did it. Even though the Rams didn't have at the time a back that is just as good as Todd Gurley, they still move on. They wasn't afraid. Jared Goff, got rid of Jared Goff. Yeah, they got rid of Jared Goff for Matthew Stafford. My Falcons afraid to move on from Matt Ryan. I don't know why. I respected the Ravens for getting rid of Joe Flacco, even though he won them a Super Bowl. And I respect the Rams for getting rid of Jared Goff, not being afraid, not caring what the outside NFL world thinks. They got rid of Jared Goff and got them a Matthew Stafford. The Rams are bold, man. They got Von Miller in a trade. They wasn't afraid, They just, the Rams go after it, man. Why you think they stacked right now? The Rams are stacked because they're not afraid. They go out and get it. They do their thing, man. They just not afraid. And I'm like, okay, that explains why they in the Super Bowl. That explains why the Rams are in the Super Bowl. Okay, who else? They got Jalen Ramsey. They went out and got him. However they did, they figured it out, and they went out and got a Jalen Ramsey. Let that sink in, man. These Rams are making moves. OBJ, I just love the way they move. I like it. I wish my Falcons had that identity, not being afraid to drop Matt Ryan or whoever it is. Go out and get some stacked talent. That's what it takes to win big games in the playoffs, regular season in the playoffs. If you make it to the Super Bowl, that's what it takes. But unfortunately, teams like my Falcons and many other teams in the NFL, they don't understand that. They don't get it. But yeah, I just want to point that out. I like what they do. I admire it. I'm jealous. I'm a Falcon fan, looking from the, outside, inside. I'm jealous. If you're a Rams fan, you lucky. You got a Sean McVay and you got a general manager and a front office team that ain't afraid to make moves. That's going to go out and get the best players and stack that team up. Who cares? All the teams stack. So what? The Bengals. Now, about the Bengals, I think the Bengals just going to just the run that they had so far in these playoffs. They went 3-0. Okay. They beat the Raiders round 1, beat the Titans round 2, and they beat the Chiefs round 3. Tough matchups, right? Yeah, tough, very tough, right? I think what the Bengals just done was put pressure on that new coach coming in from whoever team. Coaches that's getting hired now, general managers and front offices will be looking at the new coach like, hey, you see what Coach Zach Taylor did for Cincinnati Bengals? That's what we're looking for. We're looking for at least get to the AFC Conference Championship in the next 2 to 3 years. Because most new coaches, they get what? 5-year deal. So I can see general managers, I can see front offices coming in and saying, hey, we need you to do this. Ain't no such thing you can't do it no more because the Bengals just did it. And they did it in a tough fashion. It wasn't easy. It wasn't no cakewalk. They did it in a tough fashion. So I can only imagine how those interviews are going to be now when new coaches coming in this year, next year, year after. Zach Taylor and the Bengals set an example that a lot of new, coaches is going to be pressured by. We need you to at least make our team to the AFC Conference Championship, NFC Conference Championship, second round, and we talking about a Bengal team that was, really started from the bottom. Now they're here. A lot of people say it started from the bottom. Now we're here. But the Bengals really is here. I mean, look at it. Zach Taylor, his overall record for the Bengals is 16-30-1. 16-30-1. 3-0 in the playoffs, like I just said. He was hired on February 4th of 2019. He went 2-14 in 2019. 2-14. He went 4-11-1 in 2020. And he went 10-7 this year. And they in the playoffs. They haven't been to the Super Bowl since 1989. But he turned his team around in 3 years. 3.5 years, whatever you want to call it. 2.5 years, 3.5 years, 3 years fully, whatever you want to call it. He turned his team around. He got hired in 2019 on February 4th. Like I said, they went 2-14 in 2019, 4-11-1 in 2020, 10-7 this year. Now they in the Super Bowl. They got Joe Burrow in 2020. They went 4-11-1. Joe Burrow had the injury. And now look at him in the Super Bowl. Man. Pressure. All these coaches, man, good luck. If I'm a coach that just got hired by, a team, I'm looking at the Bengals like, damn, Zach Taylor, why did you did that? Come on. What was you thinking? Now it's going to make my job harder. And that's what general managers are going to be looking for. Fans are going to be looking for. I mean, can you imagine how Bengals fans must feel? Like it's a miracle. If this a dream, don't wake me up. What a Chris Brown song say? Don't wake me up. I mean, don't wake you up, right? Seriously. So, but yeah, man, it just goes to show you, man, Zach Taylor and Sean McVay, hell, Zach Taylor came from under Sean McVay's coaching tree. He was like the wide receiver coach in Los Angeles, or the quarterback coach a couple years ago. Now look at him in the Super Bowl. But I admire the Rams the most because the Rams do what you do on Madden, right? We all play Madden, right? And we all play the coach's mode and, the GM mode, and we all make changes and try to make trades. And, we try to stack our team. And I feel like that's what the Rams do in real life. They're not afraid to go out and get that big star. Oh, they got Aaron Donald. Why do they need Von Miller? Win the Super Bowl. You got to get past people like Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers and, the greats, man. Russell Wilson. I mean, Dallas Cowboys, Dak Prescott. You got to stack your team up. You need playmakers on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. Hell, if you can get them on special teams, get them on special teams. This NFL ain't no game. It's want to go home. Yeah, man. So I just want to let that be known. Washington football, new team is now the Washington Commanders. I like the name. I thought about it. I kept saying it like 10 and 15 times. I said Washington Commanders, Washington Commanders, Washington Commanders. And I was like, you know what? This is not bad. You know, I like it. I like it. I've been reading a couple comments earlier. A lot of people don't like it. A lot of Washington fans and NFL fans making some jokes, making some memes. But yeah, the Washington Commanders is not bad. We just got to get used to saying it. I think right now, of course, we just going to, knock it down now. But, by the time the NFL draft starts in April, by the time the NFL season starts in September, I think we all will be like Washington Commanders. It's not bad. Now, could have been better names, maybe. We can make the argument, Generals. I think I shoot a petition to Washington, was it 2 years ago? I said like they should go by the Washington Gladiators. That was my choice because I think it was it was something on Twitter a couple years ago. I don't know, did Washington started this tweet or did somebody random started it? But they was like, what do you think the name should be? Or if you was a Washington, owner, what would you, call the team? And I was like, Washington Gladiators. And I actually submitted, to them, but they didn't went with it. I don't know, was it already copyrighted or not? But like I said, yes, the argument could be made, Commanders, but Gladiators not, bad either. But, Washington Commanders sound pretty cool. It's all right. It ain't like, oh, cool, but it's all right. It's all right. All right, man, before I close on out, I want to talk about Coach Brian Flores, man, suing the NFL, suing the Dolphins, suing the Broncos, and suing the Giants for racism during the hiring process, along with Coach Brian Flores coming out saying that the Dolphins owner, Stephen Ross, offered him $100,000 per loss this past season. So he was trying to get a high draft pick, owner Stephen Ross of the Dolphins. Look, Brian Flores is about to blow this thing up. And I'm happy because I'm sick of it. It bothered me on what happened to Colin Kaepernick. It's bothered me with Mike Tomlin being the only black head coach in the NFL. And I'm happy Brian Flores is coming out and saying, I wish he would have came out and say this, but he better not lose his case. NFL, you better do your homework because I don't think a man like Brian Flores is lying. Now, I don't know what went down in that Broncos interview and that Giants interview or even in the Dolphins exit out interview. But it tells me that it was wrong written all over those 3 interviews. I'm assuming he did have a talk with the Broncos, the Giants, and the Dolphins. And racism during the hiring process is just not cool. Form of discrimination towards Brian Flores, not cool. But I'm happy, and I hope this really open up and wake up a lot of people's eyes, to see why it bothers us to see Colin Kaepernick not get another opportunity to be a starting quarterback in the league again. Why it bothers us that Mike Tomlin is the only black head coach in the NFL. Brian Flores ain't lying about this. I don't think he is. How I know? I just know. It's been happening in the NFL for a while. Like I said, Colin Kaepernick, really? You mean to tell me he couldn't be the quarterback for the Jets? He couldn't be the quarterback for the Jacksonville Jaguars? Stop it. It's something going on in the NFL, and Brian Flores will expose it. Giants, Broncos, and Dolphins, wake up. You got some questions to answer. All right? Now, there's no reason why Brian Flores shouldn't have a head coaching job in the league. I mean, he took the Dolphins from a winning season, from a losing season to a winning season this past season. They lost 7 straight and won 7 straight. And Stephen Ross, you offering $100,000 to lose. You telling Brian Flores to lose so you can get a higher draft pick, not knowing on the other side is making him look like a bad coach, an unfaithful coach, an unloyal coach. It's going to be bad for his future when he try to get future head coaching jobs. You think you're slick? You trying to catch Brian Flores in a trap? Man, I'm so happy. When I got this news last night, I said, I can't wait to talk about this. This is going to open up eyes, and the NFL better be making a change. I can't believe. I'm like, what? Owner? Stephen Wright? He should lose his ownership. Stephen Ross should lose his ownership. He shouldn't even be an owner anymore. That's dirty. You going to tell a black head coach, know how hard it is for us black coaches to get head coaching jobs. Hey, I pay you $100,000 if you can lose this game, that game, that game, that game. Roger Goodell, NFL committee, NFL front offices, it's time. It's Black History Month. It's the second day in February. It's time. We need more black head coaches, and we need to be getting treated fairly in these interviews. Man, I'm still waiting on Eric Bieniemy, offensive coordinator of the Kansas City Chiefs, to get an opportunity. When? I've been waiting for a while. We've been waiting for a while. When it's going to happen? Man, I'm happy Brian Flores came out and let this be known. What he experienced in those interviews, racism and, doing the hiring process, discrimination. Stephen Ross, Dolphins owner, willing to pay this man $100,000 to lose. Do your job, NFL. Be fair. Get it right. Brian Flores about to tear this league up. The league is on notice. If it wasn't on notice with Colin Kaepernick, it's on notice now. All right, man, that's all I got. Again, thanks for listening. Thanks for downloading. Follow me on Twitter @_ Clarence Jones. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Clarence Jones Sports Media. I'll subscribe to yours back. I'll follow you back on Twitter. That's a wrap. That's all I got for you. Take care. Be safe. And have a sports day. Do something sporty today. Play basketball, play 2K, play Madden, go to the gym, work out, play some kickball, volleyball, do something. Have a sports day. Peace. I'm out.